Frazier, Alderman. Bernie, say.
I'll ask Mr. Bernie.
Okay, Mr. Bernie, you lead some prayer, please.
All right. Thank you, Father, for this day. We thank you for your blessings, your mercy, and your grace. We ask you to look over us tonight to do what's right for the best citizens of Long Beach. We ask you to bless the first responders and our military and all their families. For we ask all these things in Jesus' name and his sake. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everyone. Roll call. Patrick is out. Pete? Here. Donald?
Here.
Mike? Here. Tim?
Here.
And Bernie?
Right.
All right, Angie is out also. So we've got no public comments. And also, I want to let everybody know that Kenny is out tonight on vacation and cannot be here to do our broadcast. Courtney is going to be putting it out over her phone on YouTube, am I correct? Facebook, okay. So we're trying to make it available to get it out, and we'll see if before it comes up again, we can't be here, we can make other provisions to make sure we can get it out. So I want to make that announcement. Also, I have Mayor-elect Tim Pierce is here tonight in the back. You're going to have to learn to sit up front, though. And Alderman-elect Ward 5, Greg Mons is here with us tonight. I don't see any other Joey here, so but welcome to tonight's program agenda. And moving forward, we have no public comments, announcements, presentations, and proclamation I have two I want to do. The first one would be the Long Beach High School Bearcat Bells dance team, and also I'll be doing the front line workers appreciation. So I'm going to ask that you each come up. Our coach and choreographer is Leslie Rigby. I'm going to ask that you come up, Leslie, and that each one of the young ladies come up, and you will come up to the mic and state your name and your grade.
Right here?
And we're going to come up here. Come on.
Leslie, you can come this way.
Everybody at once.
Yeah.
I do too. I think so. We've got a lot of young ladies that are not here.
Right, we are on spring break.
Right, we're on spring break, we do know that. I wish we could have done this before or after spring break. And it's the night where we can recognize them. Abby, you all right with this?
Not shy at all.
No. Huh?
So I'm Leslie Ruby, I'm the coach and choreographer, and we are always very proud to represent the great city of Long Beach. So whenever we do y'all proud, these girls always do me proud, so I'm going to let them tell y'all who they are.
I'm Abby and I'm in 10th grade. I'm Addie and I'm in 10th grade. I'm Anna and I'm in 10th grade.
Y'all might have
My
to
name's
move over.
Leslie and I'm in 10th grade.
Y'all might have to move over.
Dance formation.
I'm Ashley, I'm in 11th grade. I'm Madison and I'm in 12th grade. I'm Mariana and I'm in 10th grade.
All right, I'm going to read our proclamation. City of Long Beach, Mississippi, Office of the Mayor, Citizen Proclamation, 2024-2025 Long Beach High School Bearcat Bells dance team was led by Coach Carl Leslie Rigby. The Bearcat Bells team consists of these honorable young ladies who are here with us and a number of them. I'm not going to read their names. But the Long Beach High School Bearcat Bells dance team competed in the Mardi Gras Classic competition on February 8, 2025. And the Bells won first place in the hip hop category. I should have told y'all was training to dress whatever you did the hip hop for us for a minute. Maybe next time we can bring y'all in and let y'all do a little display for us. The dance team won third place in the pom-pom category, and for the first time, the Long Beach High School Bearcat Bells secured the sweepstakes award for the overall high-scoring dance team of the competition. Congratulations, y'all. That's quite an accomplishment. The first time. Coach Leslie Ruby received the choreography award in the competition. And whereas the Mayor Board Alderman would like to extend their sincere congratulations to the 2024-2025 Long Beach High School Bearcat Bells dance team for their ability in competing and for their skill and determination in performing to the utmost of their capability and the accomplishment goals they have sought in order to receive the above awards in the Mardi Gras Classic competition. We're extremely proud of each one of you. As members of this, you may not realize that. You're out and you think you're just representing your school and your grade and your classmates, but you're representing the entire city. The city of Long Beach, we all stand behind you. When you go out and do good, you're doing good for all of us. Every citizen here, we're all proud of you. Now, therefore, I, George L. Bass, Mayor of the City of Long Beach, Mississippi, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 18th, as the 2024-2025 Long Beach High School Bearcat Bells Dance Team Day in the City of Long Beach, Mississippi, and urge all citizens to celebrate this day and to support the efforts of these young ladies in future events and activities in the conference. Congratulations to y'all.
Everybody see the camera? His face is not hidden. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all coming in on the spring break.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, y'all. Very good.
And this is another appreciation that is very dear to me. It's to the frontline workers. These frontline workers we're speaking about are our dispatchers. They're the ones that I've always said, and I think my grandma would agree with me, having been also been a past fire chief, and I think my fire chief and my police chief will agree with me that I always consider them the heartbeat of any action that took place in the fire and police, any of our medical emergency situations. Everything began and ended with them. Our heart beat with them, it started to beat and it ended to beat with them. So these people, it takes a very, very unique individual to be able to sit in office for hour after hour looking at 3 and 4 different computer screens, to be able to answer 911 calls, to answer normal business calls, and to be able to deal with citizens who may be in an emergency situation where it seems like it takes 10 minutes for a 2-minute ride to get to the scene. And these people are very calm, they're trained well, they're very competent in the job they do, and I for one say thank you for doing that job for us. So whereas frontline workers are the builders of our community, exercising courtesy, compassion, courage, and creativity to provide essential services that ensure the safety, health, and education of our residents, and over 9 million healthcare workers across the United States serve in hospitals, clinics, and long-term care facilities, often placing themselves at risk to provide life-saving care. And firefighters respond to an estimated 36 million emergency calls each year. Over 800,000 sworn law enforcement officers nationwide work tirelessly to uphold the law and ensure public safety and emergency medical services. Personnel respond to more than 240 million calls annually. Teachers dedicated their careers to shaping the future of our community, with over 3.7 million educators in the U.S. providing knowledge and guidance to our youth, and frontline workers embody the essence of builders, flexible thinkers, and constructive problem solvers who represent and respect the dignity of all people by dedicating themselves to overcoming challenges and uniting communities. Now, therefore, I, George L. Bass, Mayor of the City of Long Beach, do hereby proclaim the month of May as Frontline Workers Appreciation Month in the City of Long Beach and encourage all residents to join in recognizing and honoring heroic contributions to our healthcare workers, our firefighters, our law enforcement officers, EMS personnel, teachers, and the dispatchers. Thank you. Okay. Moving forward, there are any amendments to the municipal docket? Here none, we'll move forward, approving the minutes of the Mayor Board of Aldermen on April 2nd, 2025, recess and executive session.
So motion.
Second. Motion and a second, any discussion? Here none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have Planning and Development Commission, April 10th, 2025, regular. Motion second for approval, discussion, or discussion and approval. You got a motion and a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Here none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have an appeal decision of Planning and Development Commission from 04/10/25 for Dale Stennett. Dale, will you come to the mic? They'll come to the mic, state your appeal.
Yes, we've got the first appeal and first site plan, or sketch plan we did.
Is it on?
Tap it. Tap the mic. There you go, it's on.
So we went back after the first denial and redid our site plan sketch. Met with Mike and David Ball and showed my layout, and I submitted it like that. For green space, common areas. So when I got to the meeting last week, there was a comment about the lot size, some confusion about that. We couldn't get that answered from Bill Hessel. So that's why I appealed it and denied it for lot size. So we'll work with Terry Moran and Austin here regarding the layout of the site from the beginning. And so that's why I wrote this appeal letter that describes what, I guess, the definitions of that is and what else, how it should be laid out, how many units we can put there.
I have a couple questions, Dale. Clarification, project proposal, by definition, common areas. By whose definition?
Definitions, condo, estates, let's follow with the state as far as condominium law.
Okay, so I see the condominium act does not require or specify required area, amount of area.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just from my understanding.
Okay.
Is this 5 buildings?
No. So it's 3 units in the back, 2 in the front, it's 2 separate buildings.
So it's one building
One building in
with
the
2?
back, and then one building in the back with 3 units, and one building in front with 2
Okay.
units. Did they give you the site?
No.
No, that was submitted to the planning commission.
I mean, it might have been probably in the tax. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't get one personal. My thing is, and I'm going to just speak my opinion, we need to, this man's been in here twice, and I know, in my opinion, it's going to have to go to our council for you to review everything, ordinances and everything, because there is a clarification that needs to be done. But we need to give this man a decision, the next board meeting or whatever, a yes or no, and have him quit having to come here and everything's on appeal. So, I mean, because he's developed a lot of land in Long Beach. I'm not saying I'm for him or against him, but I want a clarification. According to the code office, unit means a building, correct?
Correct. That's what Bill Hessel defined it as, the unit for square footage, what it reads in the ordinance. And there was a discussion at the planning commission meeting. We didn't know what, they couldn't figure out what it was. It was, for lack of a better word, too much gray.
Well, that's why Austin and Terry, when they interpreted it, and I'm not trying to interpret it any different than anybody else. At first, they got me confused Thursday night also, And, but it states clearly, you know, we have 11,000 square foot of property, 1,800 square foot per unit, divided into 6 units, 5. And I don't know how they interpret that.
I'd like an opportunity to visit with Mr. Hessel about that, because I'm reading what you submitted, Mr. Stennett, and looking at your plan. I'm not sure how the planning commission could have either misunderstood or taken a position that a building you designed to be subdivided into 6 condominium units, all within the square footage conformity of the city's ordinance, constitutes 1 unit. It's just begs common sense. That's not possible.
They were stating that each unit had to be 1,800 square feet.
So, in the unit, I think that's where the mix-up is. Is it a building that's 1,850 square feet, or each apartment?
Unit in the building.
Right.
The units are actually going to be 2,229 square feet, right?
No, they'll be 1,100 square feet.
Okay, I misunderstood your petition then, or what you submitted. We're proposing 5 units with a lot square footage unit ratio of 2,229.
Yeah, the way it's interpreted, or the way that Austin and Terry interpreted, where you take the lot size, and for that zoning for C1 is 1,850 square foot per unit for that lot. So if you divide, that's how you divide. Just like you do it in R2, it's 907.
Hold on now, because that's not actually correct how you explained it. If you're going to use it to R1 residential, you can't use commercial rules. Everything reverts back to residential. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can't, because here's the thing, is in the setbacks. You can't build a house in a commercial area with 0 setback like you can in a commercial building. That you have to lean towards the most stringent. You know, we can say yes or no all day long. I'm just telling you how it is. That's how the city has handled this from day one. And I've been on the board for 8 years, and then I've been on the planning commission for 8 before that. And I'm telling you how this has been handled.
Bill Hessel said the same thing to the planning commission, Mike corrected him for doing condos or apartments in a C1. It's 0 setbacks, 3 in the back, it's 0 or 3. It's in the ordinance.
Okay, regardless, we can sit there and argue all night. I'd like to make a motion, we send it to our attorney to get with Bill Hessel and maybe
And with Mr. Stenett's input as well, if we may.
Correct. Get clarification from the next board.
I'll second that. Engineer, and Austin's here, he explained it to me, cleared it up. They've done multiple projects, and that's what they have to do.
All right, we got a motion and a second to send this to our council with Bill Hessel and Mr. Stennett to review and come back with a recommendation to the board at the next board meeting so we can get a final on this and get approval of this program to move forward. All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? No. All right, roll call, Pete. Aye. Tom?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Tom? Aye. And Bernie?
Yeah.
Nay, so we got 3-2. Passes to be reviewed. Okay, next we have approved docket claim number 041525. Motion, second, discussion, approval. Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no unfinished business under new business. We have a ratified emergency computer purchase to AGJ. Motion. Motion in a couple of seconds. We have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have municipal polling locations, Alermen, Magui.
Thank you, Mayor. I needed to bring this up and make my fellow board members aware of the situation that I encountered in this most recent election. Polls opened up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and before 7:30, I got a phone call, that the morning of the election, and there were somewhere between 10 and 12 individuals who showed up at the senior center to vote, confused, not knowing where the proper place to vote was, which is for Ward 6 on Commission Road. The argument can be made, we put it out on social media, we put it out on Facebook. The fact of the matter is, the majority of the people who showed up at the senior citizen were my age or above, and they don't do social media. I think, I don't know the who, what, where, or the when, and it really doesn't matter. But from my perspective, I've heard comments throughout my 4 years sitting up here where we make it difficult to do business in Long Beach. I don't agree with that, but I do agree with the way that it's, and my cohorts can speak to their individual wards. I encourage you to do so. But I do think, particularly in Ward 6, we make it difficult for individuals to vote. We preach, get out and vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. The majority, and based on what I'm getting back, of individuals who want to vote on their way to work, because on their way home from work, they're tired and stressed out, and it matters not as much to them at the end of the day as it does early on in the day. And going to the superintendent's office on Commission Road, they've got to go through 2 school zones, not one. There's only one way in and one way out. It's Falls Elementary, and then you go past off on Con, and it's just not conducive. I don't see why we have multiple voting places. I reached out to Justin West, the circuit clerk for Harrison County. He tells me that the municipalities set their own precincts for voting. Personally, I would like to, at least in Ward 6, I would like to have Ward 6 mirror the location where state and federal elections are held. I think it would be easier. I think it would be less confusing. I do understand there are some hoops to jump through. I do understand we have to send a letter to the Secretary of State. I do understand that the registration cards would have to be remailed, that the county would bill us for that, and the postage. I get that, but I just don't see why multiple voting polls they don't mirror each other with the state and federal elections, especially when it pertains to Ward 6. I have the second highest number of voters within the city, and statistically, Ward 6 was second to last with voter turnout. And I've got the statistics in front of me if anybody wants to see it, 22%. I don't think that's conducive. I think that if we could change that, if the board would agree to do that with regards to Ward 6, and like I said, speak to your own, I think it would be more conducive and more friendly to the voters of the city. And I want to bring that up.
Well, let me make a comment on there. My first administration, we dealt with the same thing. And we discussed it as a board, and we had some board members that wanted to keep the voting in their wards. And Ms. Kimball, that ran for Ward 5, was over that until just recently. And we discussed a number of times trying to make our voting precincts meet up with the county, state, and federal voting precincts. It made sense to me. It made, you got one place you go vote. Doesn't matter. If you go in this ward, you go to this one. And it was like we had 2, maybe 3 wards going to one precinct. And that brought about, well, I want my constituent to go to their own ward.
And
so, I want you, just...
And to that, Mayor, as it stands currently, Ward 6 goes to the rec center for state, federal, and county elections, which is also in Ward 6.
Right. And it makes sense together.
Yeah, to me, and I would like for the board, if they're so pleased, to take whatever steps necessary. Of course, Ward 6, and if anybody else wants to follow up with that, if they feel it's an issue, feel free to speak up.
I think Ward 2 needs as well. Goes from St. Thomas to U.S. right?
And I know U.S. Assembly had issues with not being able to set up properly. I think it's something we should set in a work session and everybody bring their ideas and see if we want to combine them all and and move from there. But I think we need to have separate discussions, sit down and go over all of them.
And I'm not pushing off anything, we've got elected until June the 30th, but I would say, if we're gonna set a work session, that we bring in the mayor-elect and the alderman-elect, to sit in with us, holding this discussion, when we do a work session, to have that input, because certainly something I say may not reflect on the next board.
Yeah. No, I agree, because there were definitely issues in Ward 4. I had a lot of people pull up and we've been driving all over trying to find where to vote.
Right.
So I think we need to set locations and stick with it.
Do we also, Mayor, need to have anybody from the election commission sit in on this, or?
I think it's directed, then once this decision made, then we hand it off.
Okay.
And we follow through City Hall, to make sure we get with the county to set up and get the notices mailed out and such. And you know, and I personally, I mean, unless we have a special election, and it would, you know, it could be for Kent, for a citywide, it could be for a ward, that we have one, but I would think that the closer we get to another city election, that we let everybody know then by mail-outs, or we could be prepared to do a mail-out now and another one right before the election, to look at that.
Key, is there an available day for work session we can say?
Usually I do on Tuesday, 22nd, May 13th, May 27th.
That's the chamber 101 here in City Hall. I just haven't heard that book yet.
And when's you for Chamber 101?
On May 22nd.
What time?
4 to 6.
All right, May the 13th, still be on?
That's perfect.
That works for me.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we've got a motion to set a work session May the 13th, 5 o'clock, we got a second. We have any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have St. Augustine groundwater discussion, Alderman Catherine.
Yes, I've discussed with a number of the board members. We're having an underground water issue. It's like the water table change. I think it started when we started the Canal 1 project. I think the water was naturally flowing from the stream underground. And with that construction, it blocked it off. Now we have water coming up through the asphalt. You can ride by there and see it's pouring out of the ground. You can press on the asphalt and it's moving up and down. There were pictures in your packet, you can see. Especially the board, I'd like to get the engineer out there to come up with an idea, see how we can alleviate the water issue before it turns into a bigger problem.
And David, roads. Yeah, and David, one of the things that Timmy and I discussed is maybe going and pulling off the canal bank further than what they had, the heavy trucks going back and forth with the dirt in when they were doing the digging, get further to the south, and see if we could maybe dig someplace across there and see if the water source comes up.
See if we can find where the natural underground stream was.
Natural drain, underground drain. And that way we may be able to put some type of, shell drain, trench drain, to be able to get it back into the canal to stop that. Because we don't stop it, we're going to severe irrigation.
Road with the curbing and everything.
So can we do Mockingbird also?
Agreed, yes.
Been there
We discussed that.
10 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
Look at both of them. I agree.
This is, I mean, it's
Mockingbird,
Mockingbird's flowing like a river right now.
So that's my motion for us to look at St. Augustine and Mockingbird.
Second. You got a second? Do we have any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, thank you. All right, we've got the contract with Gnarly Construction LLC, Gateway Phase 2. Motion second, discussion and approval.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next we have, in the mayor's office, I've got two things, and they're both having to do with survey. The first one is the Valentine survey, and the second one is the Townsend Flurry Road survey. We did, David, we get some preliminary information on the survey for Valentine. We do have some some instructions. And David, you get that mic over, we'll be able to hear you, we'll pick it up if you can. We're talking to John around. We haven't got Kenny here to have set the mics up to be able to talk to us about it. David has given each one of us the survey of Valentine and Townsend Flurry here to look at it. So we'll go with Valentine first, David.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got this survey performed. It was really intended to be a property survey to lay out that easement on the east side of Valentine subdivision. We did do a little bit of tree survey. That was not something we asked for, but he did it. It kind of worked out. So we walked through that today with Mike. Basically walked every one of these lots that we could get to. And noted where there were protected trees, which it almost exclusively is live oaks. There is a magnolia, but it's not a southern magnolia, and we don't think it's in the easement anyway. And so we've noted where we think the live oaks are located in there. There is a healthy amount of invasive species or unprotected species throughout the easement area, on the order of hundreds. Smaller trees, that sort of thing. So really what this is just kind of indicating where we stand in terms of the property survey. You can see there's some encroachments of sheds, there's encroachment of a 3-car garage, there's an in-the-ground pool that's near our easement. The pool itself, the slab of the pool is in it. There's several slabs that are in our easement. I think the improvements, how those could go forward if it's just going to be an underground, a ditch or swale, or if there's going to be some pipe required, that, in my opinion, is yet to be determined. But that's kind of an update on what exists there. I think that the reason that some of this is yet to be determined might be demonstrated on the next page, which kind of is an overall map of the drainage patterns in this area. This all happens in the Bear Bayou Basin. You've got the yellow area, the Valentine area, highlighted there. And then there is 2 flow patterns, or there appear to be 2 flow patterns. I'm not sure which way anything goes through there. You've got an area that goes A to C, which kind of flows east and then crosses Railroad Street over at Point C, which is near Edmond Drive. And then you've got an existing culvert which may go south to B, straight south from the Valentine or what I'm calling south, and cross Railroad Street. All of these eventually make their way to Bear Bayou and they're next to the harbor. If we're going to really understand how to fix the problem which we're talking about, which is really at point A, you really need to understand how the drainage functions from A to C and from A to B, which means topo survey. I am concerned that the existing drainage at point C is actually higher than point A. There's water standing deep, 8 to 12 inches at point A, and the water is flowing across Railroad Street at point C at maybe about 1 inch deep. That suggests that there's something going on with weird elevation. So to really understand how to fix Valentine appropriately, I think we might need to do some topo survey to see what the downstream needs are. Sir, I don't know if that's really accomplishing what is requested, Mayor, or if there's anything else to talk about at this point, or if you want to get questions or whatever.
That was, there's several concerns here. We've got the structures and a couple of trees there we're going to have to address. But I think before the board really, we go in there and do the swale, take out trees, move concrete slabs, clear our dedicated easement, drainage easement of all obstructions and get it flowing. But until we get downstream from A to C, we're still going to be, as it appears, higher at C than we are at A.
I'm concerned.
And I think,
How does it look from A to B?
Well,
Flow wise.
we didn't want, there's a culvert at point A, and then I can see the culvert come back across the street at point B. So we didn't do any survey there because our effort was from that northern half of Valentine. We spoke to the resident today, and he said that his experience is that flow moves from the south to the north to point A. I'm not sure that 100%. Yeah, from B to A. I'm not sure that 100% makes sense, but hey man, in Long Beach, water can go any direction.
Right.
Yeah.
And and my thoughts on it, we need to do a topo on this so that we know what we're dealing with.
I'm sorry, I do not have that yet. That's.
Did we get that number for the next meeting?
Yes, this is all preliminary. Yeah. Because what I want to do is get y'all's approval to let's, bring that back to us.
Yes.
Let's make a decision then. Let's also be thinking about, we're going to have to do some drainage easement on the east side of Valentine behind this home in our dedicated easement, and get council prepared to answer us on what we do, because we know we've got structures in there, we know we've got trees in there, we've got one live oak that has vines growing in it, looks like it's been torn, top's been torn and shredded by maybe a tornado during the storm or the storm itself of Zeta, or before. It's not a healthy oak tree, and it appears to be in the middle of our easement. I don't think it's a big shade tree because of the damage to the tree, but I'd like for you to come back with an opinion for us to move back, and we go ahead and give them you recommend us go ahead and send them a letter, this is what we're going to do, here's your opportunity to move your fence if it's in the right of way, if you've got, a portable shed that could be pulled out of the right of way, onto you, out of the drainage right of way, onto your property, known property, whatever the case may be, but
I think we should get the topo on first and see.
Right, that's
to see what we're gonna do before we send out letters and all that stuff.
Right.
We don't know what type of work we're gonna need to go there and do.
But you don't know, actually, you don't know what type of body we're doing.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Until we get the topo, I wouldn't worry about
if we go and clean that, we still have to get your work with water goes.
Exactly.
We just made a retention pond. That's all we've done, so. All right, so we'll move forward with that, get the price on that, and we'll look and move forward to the next meeting. The next one is the Council Flurry Road survey.
Yes, sir. So this one was considered for an overlay, an asphalt overlay. And while we were preparing to do that, that's when we came to you guys and said, hey, we're really concerned that this road does not exist in our right of way. And so we hired a surveyor to go out and find the right of way. And sadly, what it appears that he found is that there actually might not be any right of way for Council Flurry at all. The survey there, if you can see that, you can see there's some deeds. You can see at the western end, right near the intersection of Dogger Lot, Barry Ray and George Flurry property, it sort of looks like it's right away. And I think what you're seeing there is the deed shows it actually describes the property like there's a missing space between those properties on the north side of Council Flurry and those on the south. What he can't find is any, what he called vestment document that actually conveys land to become city property and give the city rights to do that, so to do work there. So if we're going to, unless you guys direct me, if we're going to fully understand where our right of way is on Council Flurry, I think we're going to have to do a title search. And if that title search yielded that there's no right of way, then we would have to work with the property owners to get them to dedicate right of way.
Council?
Yes, sir, Mayor. We talked about this earlier, and I agree that this could take a title opinion that identifies as far back as prior to annexation, when the city took it over from the county. Those records need to determine a title opinion as to whether the county ever dedicated the roads themselves and had a clear title to it, to know what we acquired through annexation. So the title opinion is going to have to go back at least that far.
Because it has not been paid since before annexation when the county did it. We haven't done any payment on it, but, all right, I guess I need proof from the board for us to go ahead and move.
Second.
And a couple of seconds to move forward with title search. Any more discussion? Hear none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, that's all I have under my Courtney, do I have anything else I'd listen to? Thank you. Personnel, we've got police department, we've got 4 step increases. The fire department, we've got a step increase and 2 new hires. And in recreation, we've got a step increase. I'll take these all as one. Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have City Clerk Revenue Expense Report, March of 2025, motion second, discussion and approval. Second. You got a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have cemetery plot purchase. This is a repurchase back from a lot that was sold for $100 and was bought back at the price. Apparently, before this, you could sell your lot to somebody else, but now you can't sell it back to the city. Motion second to approve. We've got a motion second to approve. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Fire Department, Chief Kelly, you have anything for us?
Nothing to report tonight.
Okay, good deal. Police Department, we have surplus property. Chief, you got anything to add to your letter here?
No, sir, that's the speed LPR trailer that Gulf Coast HIDA reimbursed us for, and they're actually going to buy the new cameras. Those are end of life and can't be fixed, so we need to surplus them, and then they'll purchase us 2 new LPRs for us.
So when we sell it, does it come back to, if we put it in auction and sell it, the funds come back to us?
It's not, it comes back to us for the money, but it's going in the trash. I mean, they don't work.
There's nothing worth it?
No.
Okay. The reason I was thinking back on the auction is that we've got some stuff that David needs to go, if y'all can work together with Harry on getting the things that he wants to auction.
We're actually looking at going to an online auction. Long Beach Auto Auction quit at one of the public auctions. We found one in Poplarville we used a while back, but it was expensive to transport our vehicles up there. Ones that had to be towed.
Yeah.
And working with other agencies, it's doing an online auction.
Okay. All right, we got a motion second to approve. Any motion second, I'm sorry. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, engineering. We've got change order and engineering fee adjustment, Edmund Drive water main. Motion second, discussion and approval.
Motion.
You got a motion and a second, discussion.
I want to commend David on this, working on this deal. It came in almost $30,000 under budget. A lot of the time we weren't seeing eye to eye with the contractor, but at the end of the day, they did do a good job for the city, and we ended up making a handshake deal, and they ended up coming in just shy of $30,000 in the budget. So good job, Dave, and his team.
And also within this, we have extended percentage of work to our engineering firm because of these delays and stuff that they had to do, which they got a small increase too.
Yes.
Make sure that that's known when we talk about this in a minute. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have authorized advertisement, 3rd Street sidewalks, a motion second, discussion and approval.
Motion. Second, discussion. This is an action grant, correct?
This is part of the downtown revitalization grant, which the matches are contained.
The match is already paid, so it's going to cost us absolutely nothing.
Correct, we'll be reimbursed 100%. We are doing the match for the downtown.
I'm for it.
All right, any more discussion since Mike is for it?
Yeah.
100%.
All those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Authorized advertisement, Tennessee pickleball courts. Motion second, discussion and approval.
Second.
We got a motion second, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have award Casting Point ADA sidewalk improvements to Travis Construction Company. Motion second, discussion and approval.
Motion. Second, discussion. So, on the bid, then I'm just asking. Concrete striping, one company came in at $6,300, other one came in right at $30,000. Are we on the same page as far as?
Yeah, I'm with you, I understand, I've actually spoke with both contractors about this issue, and I said, now, you understand, you're gonna be providing MDOT compliant thermoplastic crosswalk striping. He said, that's absolutely what my plan is to provide. Specifically, I spoke with, we're not looking at a change order.
No change order on that.
I
You gave an
understand.
opportunity.
I'm sorry?
I said, you gave him the opportunity,
Yes.
no change order.
Absolutely.
If we approved this before they signed the contract, would you make sure he
Yes,
understands
I
all
would
those things?
absolutely double down with that.
We're talking.
Approve it,
I'm sorry.
pending that contingency.
Okay.
That's how we make, that way we've documented it, is where I'm going.
I mean, the problem is that, the potential problem is that advice him to change his bid, which invalidates that we have to come back anyway.
As long as we have it in the specs,
Gotcha.
and we have the contract, we'd be very home to it.
Right. It's in there. So, all right.
I'm just, that's just top line.
Any more discussion? All right. All those in favor, aye? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have, Public Works. Joe, you have anything?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Recreation, Bob is not here. Building office, Mike, do you have anything to add?
Everything good?
Everything good, great. We did have review plans on the gas station on
Yes.
Beach-Line Road, so that is moving forward. It's been a little bit, but it's moving forward. Emma is not here, she's had a death in the family, so she's out from municipal court. Harry, you have anything to offer?
No, sir, we're good.
Okay. Coordinating community affairs, I think you got a couple.
Yes. So at the last meeting, I brought to y'all the T-Mobile Hometown Grant. It's 100% funded. You can pretty much do anything that you want to do with it. If you want to do sidewalks, if you want to pave a road, we have to propose it, and then they have to obviously accept it. The proposal date is in May, so if y'all have any ideas that y'all happen to think about it. Okay, yeah, email them to me. I'd like to go ahead and start working on them, so that way when my wedding comes, I can not stress about it. What'd you say?
You can't get married while you're working.
I know. 100% take my phone away. And then the next one is the chamber is having a Chamber 101 at City Hall. It's on Thursday, May 22nd, and doors open at 3:45, and the program's at 4 o'clock. And it's really just promoting the city, getting nearby cities and businesses to come. We'll just be promoting the city and the chamber. So it's everyone's welcome. It's free.
All right, that's on May 22nd, at what time, 3 o'clock?
The doors open at 3:45.
3:45, the doors open, it'll be chamber and business and city officials, and everyone invited to come and attend, so. All right, thank you. Grass is growing, but tonight we don't have any general properties. Mr. City Attorney, you got anything you'd like to share with us?
I have one matter, Mayor and Board. I'd like to request the Board to consider authorizing me to draft a resolution to amend our ordinance 621 that establishes water rates. We need, in my opinion, we need to establish a water rate for commercial properties which are located within the Long Beach Industrial Park, but are not within the city limits. We have a rate for customers like that they're not our customer. The tenants aren't. They're the Harrison County Development Commission's customer, but the Development Commission gets their water from the city of Long Beach, and we need to establish, all the other cities have established flat rates for the sale of water to entities like that. We do not. So we have an local agreement we're trying to finalize, and it would be helpful, I think, to the city if we had an established rate for the Development Commission. It's per 1,000 gallons, et cetera.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion on this?